SmarterMarkets is back at the FIA's Boca 50, and we're sitting down with Alun Green, EVP and Managing Director of Futures and Options at Trading Technologies. Thanks for joining us, Alun.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Well, really appreciate you taking the time. It's been a busy conference. Boca's celebrating 50 years. I was in a conference hall the other day where they were having the show of hands for how long people have been coming. I think it maxed out somewhere between 20 and 30. I'm just curious, how many years have you been coming here for?
So I'm not in the 20 to 30 range, but I can't remember exactly, but I think in the 15 to 20 range, a good while.
That's a good long while.
Yeah.
And what brings you back to Boca every year?
I mean, every year, it's really the people, so one of the things that I love about this business, the futures and options business in particular, is even though it's a global business, it's still a business that is based on relationships. So being able to come here and meet all of those people from all over the world every year is just a massive pull for me.
And have you seen the conference over those 10, 15 years change in terms of the people who come? I imagine there's a lot more technology people coming each year.
I think it has changed, but, maybe not to the extent that you might imagine. This is still a business-led conference. So I think that technology has always been present. Well, I can't say always, but since I've been coming, it has always been present. But it's always been technology with a business focus. So, I don't think this is a technology conference. This is a futures and options conference. And when we have got technology people coming here, it is with a very direct correlation to how they can improve this particular ecosystem.
That's great. Now, I'm curious, from your vantage point at Trading Technologies, where are you seeing the spaces for technology to improve the markets?
It's hard to know where to start. I think we're on a journey. I think it's a journey that we're going on in different asset classes. At Trading Technologies, we think that one of the key points is to be able to have a true global network that is a SaaS platform. And I'll just go into a little bit as to why I think that's important. Technology is not really useful if you're spending all of your time integrating different technologies, multiple places, and having to do that across the globe, across your different, vendors. If you can go to a single platform that does all of that integration for you, I think it just makes everything a lot quicker. So, we have pretty much all of the futures venues connected up to our platform. You can hop onto us anywhere around the world, and we've got a wide variety of execution and order management and clearing tools available.
And it seems that many of the topics of conversation at the conference point to an increasing demand on the technology and things like the platform being more and more important. A lot of the conversations are around 24/7 or 24/5 trading, integrating artificial intelligence into trading platforms. How are you seeing a lot of these developments impacting what you're focused on at TT?
So I think from the pure technology place, data is the key. AI is only as good as the data that you feed it. So having a curated set of data is really critical. We've been using that kind of thing for our algo development for many, many years. As we now move into perhaps less of an emphasis on individuals and more using AI tools, they still need to have the same kind of data. So that's a really important part as we move forward. Going to your point, though, on 24/5, 24/7, there are two elements to that. Having always on platforms is part of it. Having the flexibility to do your maintenance upgrades on different components at different times. That's something that we have, right? That's something that, along with providers that, we use on the cloud, it makes it very, very easy for us to do. And then there's the people piece. Have you got the right team, who are able to work around whatever that correct life cycle is? These are things that most firms are addressing. To be clear, we have been 24/5.5, for a long period of time. 24/7 is already beginning to happen.
And, bringing it back to the people, are there not specific individuals, I won't ask you for that, but like what types of folks do you like to seek out when you come down to Boca? What sorts of conversations are you interested in having?
So I think the ones that I'm not seeking out are probably the ones that I'm most interested in having. One of the things that you definitely get at Boca is characters, and you don't really know year on year what it is that you're going to find. So by coming here, I always have an idea of what's going to happen at the conference. Usually that goes wrong within about 2.5 hours. So there are certainly conversations where, I meet with key customers, I meet with key partners and whatever, but then there are the ones that you're not expecting, whether they're happening on a panel, whether they're happening, out in the hallway, or whether they're happening in the bar in the evening. You're always learning something new, that's for sure.
I think that's what Walt Lucan referred to as letting the magic happen.
I guess it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Just one last question, then I'll let you get back. Just curious, what's the big focus for you at Trading Technologies now, and what are your customers asking you for?
So I think one of the things is that we are now at a size where we need to focus on a number of different things at once. That's why we moved to a line of business structure where I am focusing specifically on futures and options, and my colleagues are focusing on other areas. If I look at what our customers are generally asking for, it is being able to have more venues on the platform, more sources of liquidity. And then on the flip side, being able to distribute out to more participants, and have more people who are able to access and trade.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time to sit down with us, Alun.
Really appreciate it.